So as my schedule allows, I try to do some videos to kind of help us out. So these videos are going to be like 3 to 5 minutes long, and they'll explain what the assignment is. If you need more information on the actual topic to be explained to in more detail, I have a whole folder that has videos, or you can send me a message and I'll do another one. So let's get into this one. So this is what I call Thinking Sages. This is basically just a discussion board. It is more informal. It is here where your educated opinion can kind of flourish. So the way I think of it as we all have an opinion. And these discussion boards, these thinking stages give us a chance to kind of flesh out our opinion. What do we think of something? And while we discuss it with each other, we can help each other find plot holes or areas that are really strong and areas that need help improving. So please resist the urge to just agree with someone because the worst possible thing that we can do in philosophy is let someone stay in their echo chamber. We want to help them have as much clarity in their own opinion as possible. So let's talk about this assignment specifically. For this one, you're using the materials foundation of knowledge. So this is just a slide set where I try to go over a few concepts that I'm going to need you to explain down in the prompt. So for the prompt, I need you to explain a few things. It's super helpful when that you reply that you copy these bullets over and then you start typing. That helps our eyes see what you're talking about in a more organized way. And if you are going to reply to someone, but you want to just focus on, say, one part, your eyes could go right to the one part you're focused on instead of being so blanket. So there's a handful of things that I want you guys to do. I want you to try to respond as many as possible. The first one is focus of philosophy, and it talks about the critical evaluation of concepts. What that means is philosophy is never satisfied with someone's first opinion. We want to deconstruct it. We want to see how it emerged. We want to see how it blossomed. What water did you use? What sun was used? What soil was used? And kind of just understand how they got there. So there's many concepts that philosophy, in fact, all concepts are explored in philosophy with the intention of using reason to get there. So which one do you think that we should focus on? You know, um, it could be a really complex concept like love or hate, democracy or authoritarianism, or it could be something simple as just relationships or, knowledge about cars or movies or books, storytelling, so what concept do you feel humanity needs to spend some time on? The next one is the distinction between non-philosophy and philosophy. And short story, philosophy is any critically examined exercise. Non-philosophy is just a blog or an editorial that is just diarrhea of the brain onto the paper. So those be the two difference right there. So what it's asking you is why do you think that philosophy tries to separate themselves from just opinion? Why are they trying so hard to be so hypercritical about what they're exploring? That's opinion based. There's no right or wrong answer. Characteristically Western. This one right here is really interesting. Hold on, let me pull up something. I had to reread it to make sure I was getting it. So it's going to ask you which way you lean. For thousands of years, we have separated philosophical thought between Western and Eastern. And those are archaic terms. I'm not a fan of them, but it is still what it is right now. Basically, though, if I had to label those, it's the difference of looking at reality through straight analytics and reason with no emotion, or looking at the world around you with more of an emotional connection to a bigger picture. And those would be the two schools of thought that are kind of circulating the globe right now. So it asks you, which way do you lean? How do you look at the world? And this will lead you into pursuit of wisdom. What were your thoughts on pursuing this? Is it a worthy exercise, or have philosophers just kind of fell off the rails? And then I've got something a little more in depth with you, the bagel. So the bagel. So with the bagel, you're gonna watch a small clip. I can't play it because copyright will come after me. But basically, after you watch this clip, they're gonna try to explain the totality of everything using a bagel as an example. It's just a wild part of the movie that I thought, wow, that's not philosophy coded. So what do you guys think of it? So this one right here is a quick 14-second clip that talks about the last call of the species. I don't want to give too much of it away, but basically you're just going to watch it and you're going to just knee-jerk reaction. What was your emotions to this? And how is this like the human experience? So in a nutshell, that's all we're doing right here. I know it sounds like a lot. I'm not asking for paragraphs, just a simple remark. We're just having a discussion. It doesn't have to be anything too far in depth. Remember, our discussion boards, there's not like a word count, there's not a paragraph count. This is us just talking to each other. So give us your insight, is what I'm looking for. And then in the replies, we do these a little different. That's why I said it helps to have these bulleted for us because you're going to copy this into the reply and you're just going to assess what you think they did. And are they progressing as a philosophical thinker or are they sticking in their echo chamber? This will change for each discussion board. You have a part A that you'll do and then you'll have a part B. So that'll be for our replies. So it's kind of like a guided reply. And you only need to reply to one person. It's kind of hard to talk to 5 different people in a coffee shop. So focus your attention, give them some quality over quantity. So, all right, if you have any questions, please let me know.